Good evening, YouTubers, fellow reloaders, tea aficionados, old school computer fans. The list gets longer. I need some tea tonight. Pardon me. Still getting over a cold and recovering from my surgery. So to me, this is better than Oxy. I will have a little dark chocolate, some tea. We're going to discuss this stuff. And as you can tell, there's a theme going here. And the theme for tonight is laser bore sighters. And I will explain how I got on this trip. But first, we will open the box, the last box that I was waiting for. So I'm going to tell you that there's 3 brand new sights, laser bore sights here, and 3 very old sights. And how this happened, so I love laser bore sights like this. This is for 45 ACP for dry fire practice, as well as sighting in. You know, you get a new particular handgun, depending on caliber, throw that in the cylinder, see where it hits. You've got a reasonable expectation of where your shots are going to go when you go to the range. So that's one. Then, years and years later, or this was years later, many years ago, my first bore sight was by, I guess, mag laser sight. And this was, I think this is the SL 100. And this is a red dot, red laser. In fact, I don't know if the batteries are still, the batteries are still good. Normally I take batteries out. And I would call this higher end. I think this was, is this a 308? Actually, I should have that in with my other lasers. What I liked about this particular kit was that, and it's seen better days because it gets used. The beauty about this is the O-ring system and the fact that this is magnetic. So once you slide it into the barrel, it obviously slides in and then kind of locks in because of the magnet. 1, the magnet, and 2, the size of the O-rings comparable to almost the size of the diameter of the barrel. So between the 2 of them, that gave me, and again, this is obviously top heavy, but with the magnetic, and then the fact that, do I have something metal? So the fact that it's magnetic and it locks into the barrel, and then with the O-rings kind of steadies it, it gives me a reasonable, and I use that term with air quotes, a reasonable amount of confidence on where my sight is. So, and the fact that this is adjustable all the way up to 12 gauge. So this was cool. And again, I got this a long, long time ago. Many, many, many years ago. And it's done well. And more so for rifle than pistol, but I've used it on pistol before. So that was what I would call my introduction, me personally, to laser bore sighting. Then a few years after this, I wanted something that was more rugged, I guess is a good word, because this is a kit that stays in, in the house and doesn't go out to the range with me. This stays in my range bag, and this is a very similar component with my janky. I've taken the battery and the battery compartment out because I don't want the battery to accidentally, too easy to turn this on, especially being in the range bag and going on, and I just don't need to burn it out. Then I found some piece of one of these rugged things to cover the laser and the lens so it doesn't get damaged. But the nice thing about this, very similar to that, is also magnetic. So you would put this in, and this kind of centers around the barrel, And then obviously the magnet grabs the barrel crown. And then you've got, and this is a green laser. So now you've got, and I like a green laser a little bit better for sighting, for bore sighting. So now I've got something that I can take to the range that's a little more rugged than this. And it's also more compact. So everything fits in my range bag. I actually have the popsicle stick because it's a bear to get this battery in and out. And I found that the popsicle stick gives me great leverage without doing any damage. So this stays in my range bag. Love this. So then let's fast forward to why do we have all these extra laser bore sighters if you love, if that too completes you. Yummy, yummy. So fast forward to, a daily deals kind of site. And actually, I want to say, yeah, I think this was a daily deals. And then once I saw it and saw the price, I'm like, wow, that's a lot cheaper than this one. And I think even this one, obviously made in China kind of thing. Yeah, made in China. So, and I don't even know that I've opened this because I was waiting for you all. And the cool factor on this is it's kind of similar to that, only maybe a little more powerful in terms of the laser. Again, much bigger battery. Actually, I think it might be very similar battery, but not same, as opposed to some of the laser sights that have the little, like these that have the watch batteries. That you don't get a lot of life out of. So this looks similar to a 123, but it's not. So I'll go on eBay and order some knockoffs of this. So again, this very similar to this in that this, oh, they even have a cover for it. This surface is a magnet. And again, where's my demo metal? The difference being there's nothing here on this one to actually center it. So this is, best guess estimate. So where's another piece of metal I don't have? Is a primer metallic? No, not enough at least. I don't have enough. I don't have another a barrel around. But, let's say that this is your barrel. So obviously if you're off center, your laser is going to be off center. But I like the fact that, again, this could go in the range bag. I'd have to get some kind of little case for it or something. But, easy on, easy off. It's a green laser again. And let's see. I'm not going to unwrap the battery because I'm just going to test it. That's a pretty nice, bright green laser. So the YouTube videos that I've seen it in practice, I think a guy had it out to 100 yards, which, I'm going to put a question mark around that one. And maybe that was based on the conditions. It was semi-cloudy. But on a sunny day, trying to see a red dot is near impossible, red laser. Green, a little more so. I've had a green laser. I've had this out to the range, and it's visible at 10 yards. Again, just for initial sighting. So this is what started my my most recent laser bore sighting quest. So this was about $60. Again, nice in between. I like the fact that it was small, kind of rugged, and didn't need components. So then, I don't know, I think it's kind of like the daily deal theme. As soon as I saw this laser bore, I swear to goodness, the very next day, this one was on the same site, and this was $20. I'm like, wow, $20. And free returns. So I ordered this, it showed up, and I was freaking amazed, not in a good way, at how cheesy the case was. And then to notice, I'm like, what the F? So there was no broken plastic in the shipping box. So this all happened before it was shipped. I'm like, so is this some janky way of, putting things together and kind of selling it? I thought it was really shitty in terms of, the case. Obviously, the screw had punched a hole here, and this had been thrown around enough with enough force that it punched that hole and broke that plastic. But again, there was no plastic in the shipping box, so I'm like, very interesting. So things that make you go, So I might have to take advantage of that free returns. But again, this was 20 bucks. And this is more similar to this one in the sense that you need inserts. And inserts have to go in the barrel. I don't believe this is magnetic, but we're going to find out. No, not magnetic. So this being higher end with the magnetic version, this is not, and it's just, throw it in to the barrel. And I think it said it would go all the way down to 177. Some of these will only go down to 22 long rifles. So what caught my eye was 177 for those who are into PCP air rifles. That's a very common caliber. So I was thinking, this might be a way to cheaply sight in some of the air rifles. So let's see. And what I liked about when I saw this online was the easy way to get the battery in and out, as opposed to having to have a popsicle stick and doing some janky jankness. So we're gonna, I don't know which way this actually goes. We're gonna find out here in a second. Ooh, rough threads. Roughy threads. So we'll see the quality of, not bad. Just as good as this one. So again, 20 bucks. Holy shit. How can you go wrong for 20 bucks? And this case, this little fishing tackle box is just an absolute piece of shit. So, if I keep this, this goes. Everything else stays. The case goes. So I thought, okay, not bad. Not bad. There's all your inserts. There's simple instructions. So it's basically a cheapy version of this. This was probably $100+ when I bought this, and I bought this on sale too because I didn't want to pay the full price. So to me, this was a cheap version of that. Well, then lo and behold, again, $20 cheap. I see on the same site almost the next day this version, which looks almost like this, for $12. And I'm thinking to myself, $12? Are you kidding? How can you go wrong for $12? Again, free returns. So I was thinking, let me try it out, see the quality, and if it's $12 quality, we've got our free returns. And this is the laser bore sighter. And what was different about this, again, remember, $12, was this comes with a charger. So the battery in this one, instead of having to buy batteries all the time, methinks that this is rechargeable. So let's see what it says. So I saw, and the instructions are already wrong, because I saw some of these online that use the watch batteries, or it says your laser bore sighter uses 3 LR44CR2 14250 batteries. Well, apparently it doesn't. It uses ICR 14250. So, okay. So instead of saying 3 LR44 or CR2, it means or 14250 batteries. So this is a 14250 battery. I don't know. I honestly don't know if this is rechargeable. I'm going to assume it is because they included a recharger. And I'll have to go back and look at the description of the device. But this is what caught my eye. For $12 to have a rechargeable battery, because none of these others are rechargeable. And this, again, basically the same thing. It uses inserts, only these inserts, instead of just slipping on, are kind of like Dremel. They're held on with a threaded screw, so they're not going to twist off as the... Oh, maybe this is the same thing. I take that back. These are also threaded. I thought these were twist-on, so my bad. So, let me keep things separate, because this is of the same build quality. Let me put the laser in, the battery into the laser. That does it. So I love on off. On off is a button. I don't know why you have on off as an arrow to the left and right. Methinks this was in the middle of product changes. So again, I'm going to assume that yeah, I'm going to look that up online to make sure that I'm not putting in a non-rechargeable battery into a battery recharger. So it kind of looks like the same thing with parts in terms of, in fact, it looks like the exact same freaking screwdriver. Let's see what we got here. No, not quite, similar. So let's see how these look in terms of almost the same, you know, slight difference, slight variances. So I would say for the money, this is the winner. For the $12 plus the rechargeable battery, if in fact that is rechargeable. Let me see if it mentions anything about recharging. So this also does 177 to 50 cal. Longer adapter designed for 20 gauge and 12 gauge shotguns. Okay. Please not the laser bore sighter is designed for use indoors in dimmer light. So please, I'm going to assume that means please note your laser bore sighter is designed for use indoor in dimmer light, which, you know, I call bullshit too. So it's essentially find the closest to your diameter. And this is a one-pager. Batteries. Yep, so it doesn't say anything about the battery being rechargeable. But again, CR2 battery, CR2, so they both use the same battery, and because this doesn't have the CR2 stuffing on it, again, I'm thinking this is a nice rechargeable little battery, which again, that would be a winner over that one. So the fact that this came kind of damaged-ish, and it was, you know, $20 plus tax, $22, $12 plus tax, you know, this one's the winner. For the rechargeability, the cost, the rechargeability, and the fact that they're essentially the same thing. And I think I did the magnet test on this to make sure. Yeah, this is not magnetic. Me likes this. So I think maybe a trip down to Wally World to get my own little fish container to put stuff in is the way to go for the $12 laser bore sighter. Because this is already damaged, so the case is effectively ineffective. So that is that. So I think I'm done buying green laser bore sighters. Again, totally by mistake. This one on purpose for its ruggedness. These because they were daily deals at, you know, a third or a fifth of this cost. So I'm going to keep this. I like the ruggedness. And I'm probably going to keep that one too. And I think I'm going to send back the overpriced version of this. And that, my friends, is all for tonight. Back to my medicine.